Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spurgeon Talk Show. Today, we're going to be tackling the most important topic in South Africa, of which is gender. We all know that South Africa strives for equal opportunities for both men and women. However, it is not the case. That is why theories have different views about gender and how societies functions. So today I'm joined by my beautiful girls. As you can see, the ladies and the gentlemen. Hello guys,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, we all know that South Africa have a confusion on gender and sexuality. They don't know how to differentiate between the two. So we're gonna start with our beautiful Miss Mohani, who's gonna elaborate on gender and sexuality, and who's going to also explain to us how sociologists view gender.
Good day, everyone. I'm Prof. Mohane. I'm coming from the UAC organization, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I got today. Looking to the topic that we are going to tackle today, where it is about gender. Okay, we understand in South Africa that we have like serious problems. Even internationally, we have a serious problem regarding gender. Okay, so today I'll try and explain what's really gender and what is the difference between gender and sex, because most of the time people they confuse it. Okay, so like looking to sex is the biological trends that the societies use to assign people into the category to either a male or a female. But when you look into gender it is a concept that describes how it is a context that describes how the societies manage these sex categories. So as I explained before, like the sociologists they view gender as in terms of school. They believe that school they perpetuate or they have influence on gender. Like for instance, if we have schools now, the schools they always like, for instance, if you're a teacher, you have to like teach the children what are needs and what are wants. For instance, maybe you will have to emphasize that if you're a woman, you have to wear a skirt or whatsoever, because they like, even those people who are teachers, they are part of the society. When we say that the gender it is a learned behavior, they have to learn it, and it is a social construct where the society they agree into that a woman have to behave like this. So this is I think that I've tried to explain all and elaborate on what does really gender and the difference, and how does the sociologists view gender. This is all about it. In all of like everything, gender, they believe that gender it is a learned behavior.
A good explanation.
It's a learned behavior, and it is a social construction.
Good.
Oh wow, that was a good explanation, Miss Mohani. I hope the viewers at home have learnt a lot, have learnt what is gender and what is sexuality. Now they're not going to confuse the two.
Yes.
Now we're going to move on to the two theories, of which is functionalism and conflict theory. Firstly, we're going to talk about functionalism theories. I'm going to give Miss Manzi to elaborate on functionalism theories.
Thank you for the opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. My name is Smithla Manzi, the Professor Smithla Manzi. Okay, here I'm going to talk about functionalism.
Yeah.
Functionalists view society as a complex system whose parts work together to promote stability and solidarity. They believe that gender contributes to the stability of the society as a whole. They say that gender serves to maintain social order and providing and ensuring stability. So without functionalism, there will be no stability in
So
society.
basically what you're trying to say is that in functionalism, you must work together in order to form stability, like things work hand in hand. Without another thing, then nothing is going to function.
That's very true. Nothing can function if we are not working together. Like a slogan says in ANC, working together we can do more. So I believe working together is the way of going forward. So in this view, boys and girls are taught different approaches of life. Like at a younger age, as Miss Letitia has said before, girls are taught to play with dolls, while boys are taught to play with guns. So that's the difference. Okay. The structural functionalism believe that gender roles arise from the need of establishing a division of labor that will help to maintain smooth running of a family and contribute to the stability of the society. Women take care of homes while men go there to work and to provide for the family. Okay, so in short, functionalism view encourage sexuality. It gives everyone a clear role in the society. So by saying that, we do not mean that men are superior than women. Here we claim to maintain the social stability. So if you do this thing and the guy do this thing, there won't be clashes. So
Meaning the 50-50 thing.
the 50-50 thing, yeah, so something like that, because you cannot do one thing at the same time. A man has to do something like one other job, and the girl has to do one other job. Like there are some jobs that women cannot do, like digging the graves. You cannot do that. You are a woman. You should let men do this. There are some jobs that men cannot do.
So the
that's one.
functionalists, they're emphasizing the differences in roles. Like there has to be the need for those roles, for those different roles. Like if you're a woman, you have to take care of the home, and then if you're a man, you have to go and look for a job so that you can work and provide for the family. There is a need for that. That's what they are emphasizing, right?
They are emphasizing right that you cannot do some jobs that men do. You are a woman. You are not tougher than men. So like building the houses, you cannot do that. You are a woman. So that's what this functionalism is. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mandy. Now we're gonna move to the gentlemen amongst ladies. Okay, as Mrs. Mandy mentioned that functionalist theory tends to create stability in the society. So what are your critiques based on what Miss Mandy has said?
Yes, hello viewers at home and everyone here. I really have, my name is Nhlakanipo Baba, by the way. Yes, so I have a problem with the functionalist theory because one, it maintains that there must be division in the society. There must be division, like females are to do a specific things while males are doing a different thing. Now the thing is, what we have seen, we have experienced situations where a society has functioned or a family has functioned without a mother or a father. So it doesn't mean that if there is no other person or a female or a male, then things cannot happen. You can take, for instance, us in this room. There's only 2 males and several females, but you can see that what we are doing currently is working precisely well. So you cannot argue that point. Whilst on the contrary, it happens that we have 2 sides, both of them female and male, and to find that there is no stability. We have seen people growing within the families, their parents are married, but to a certain point they are divided. Yet those people are able to do whatever they want to pursue in life. So I have a problem because the functionalist theory turns a blind eye to a lot of things which are happening and which we are experiencing in our society.
There was a very good criticism. As you all know that in South Africa, functionalism theory doesn't exist. Okay, now we're gonna move to conflict theory. I'm gonna give Miss Nebo to explain to us what is functionalism theory and how do they view gender.
I'm Nonzebo Majala. So my focus is on conflict theory. Conflict theorists are the communists, so they believe in equality. That everybody is equal. There's no one who is greater than each other. So, according to conflict theorists, society is defined by the struggle for dominance between social groups. There's conflicts for resources. In relationship to gender, conflict theorists explain that gender inequality came into existence because the men are trying to maintain power and privilege at the cost of their women benefits. And men claim power by the claims dominated by their power because there are things that women are not able to do.
How do men claim power?
they claim power because there are things that they can do better than women. So they take advantage of that. They do not give women the chance to prove themselves. They just give them orders and expect women to obey those orders, not doing anything to prove themselves.
Perhaps just to add on what she has said,
Yeah.
is that in the old ancient days, you would find that a man would go to work and believe that a woman must stay indoors. So that's a big problem for this theory. That what this theory argues, that people must be treated equally. There is not,
Yes.
we can't have possess same qualification. And when I'm the CEO of the company, for instance, I earn more because on the basis that I am a male. And you find the very same female who possesses even more qualifications than I, and you find that they earn less money. So that's what the theory, I think, argues.
Okay, meaning that conflict theory doesn't exist. Meaning that conflict theories, they're looking at the equality. Hence, there is inequality in our country.
That is why we have people who are called feminists, because they are fighting for the equal rights of females. So they are still fighting for it. Yes, it is not there, but we are hoping to see it happening very
But
soon.
in adding what like he's saying, I think it's gonna be hard like to fight that. I don't think that maybe it can come to pass. For instance, this was just a mistake that was made in
Pre-colonial
yes,
period.
yes. Because you can look to that in those times, like they are the ones who perpetrate what we are having this problem.
And
This
our
problem.
society still
Yes.
believe in
Yes,
that
they still
even now.
because like there's a new generation and a generation and generation. And for instance, you can see like the grandparents, they always like tell you that you have to be like this because this is how they were taught, and they were taught by before those people they were there. And then I don't think like maybe
The traditional way.
yeah, it's a traditional. I don't think like they can be able to fight this of equality because it is the problem that was made long time ago, and it is hard. Remember that it is very 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 hard to fix the past unless
Yes.
working together. I don't know if that will be possible since people want to.
There were
Like
I was
men.
going to ask, like,
Yeah.
is conflict theory possible, like to happen in South Africa?
Well,
No, in
it's-
South Africa.
Well,
Is it possible?
well, with conflict theory, I agree with Prof. there to a certain extent. Differences must be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Differences must be acknowledged. You must acknowledge that this is a female, and there are things which a female cannot do very well as opposed to a man. But on the things that we can avoid, for instance, in the issue that I've just raised of salary,
Yeah.
there's nothing difficult by paying a female money the same. So we can do that. So there are differences which we must acknowledge. I agree with that. But to a certain extent, we must say, no, this one is wrong.
Must come to an end.
But also in adding that, we can look to the Employment Equity Act. In South Africa, we have an act in which it talks about equality, where they say like in the management we have to have women, and in the management we have to have men. What a man can do, and this is what a man can, and they all have to pay same man, like equal money, the same amount, everything like that. There is an act that's an emphasis, but I think like a lot of companies and everything, even the South Africa itself, I think it's very 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 hard, or people are ignorant into such thing because of that profit.
Oh wow.
But in adding something I like about this, we can look to functionality or like equality. I think right now you can say like in the factories, like factories before there used to be men only there, but today we are having like women there working there, and sometimes you can say I cannot tell maybe if they're being paid like the same amount or what, but I think that as some ways we can embrace maybe how South Africa is trying to implement that change of equality, or that change of misconception of gender and everything.
Oh wow. Guys, I hope the viewers at home understand now the functionalism theory, gender, sexuality, and conflict theory. I think we have gone deeper on conflict theory. Now we're gonna give Miss Gwija. Miss Gwija is going to critique what Miss Madala has said, Unonebo, based on.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mzambe, for the opportunity. I just highlighted a few things that Ms. Nzambe has outlined when he was briefing us about the conflict theory. Okay, firstly, she seems to be emphasizing on the economic basis of inequality. Like, paid employment is not the answer intended by gender in overcoming male dominance. We as women are living in a patriarchal society where men do not only benefit economically, but in laws we see dominance in education, academia, and then in day-to-day life situations. We see naturally as women we are very suppressed. Like, the traditional holds us to behave in a particular way. The way you dress should present you as a woman. Your tone when you talk should present you as a woman. And also you are expected to be submissive towards men. You shouldn't answer them in any way that you like. And also the second point I highlighted on your argument about conflict theory. I said that we have an assumption that there is an expected competition between family members. Well, you seem to be dismissing the fact that there should be harmony amongst husband and wife regarding task allocations. So what I'm meaning by this is that women are the pillars of family, yet they do not have any voice at all. So for many women in South Africa, marriage is a source of pain. Literally, it's like they are literally employed by their husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're literally employed by their husband to clean, to cook, take children to school, take care of their own employees, which is their husband. And also, just to conclude, conflict theory do addresses other problems as well. But I think they should address those problems equally and not overemphasize other points, because all these problems, they affect us in an equal way that at the end of the day we are suppressed as women.
Oh wow, thank you so much, Miss Gwija. Your critiques were very precisely, and everything was clear. I hope everyone now understand. Now, as academics, we all know that we have to critique what is put in front of you. You don't just accept what you're given. Yeah.
I think now we're gonna give our viewers at home to comment on the topic that we're talking about, and the theories of which is functionalism and conflict theories. The viewers are allowed to share their differences or similarities. Okay, you can call us at 07856803222, or you can write your comment on Twitter at _Pageants, or on Facebook at Pageants. Thank you. Okay, I think we have a caller on the line.
Hello everyone in studio. I'm calling all the way from Joburg. I'm Nonhlanhla Ngubane. And I personally believe that functionalism and conflict theory are two different ways to understand how the societies work. And they're a school of conflict in a world, or in a society, or in a field of society. While they both look at the functioning of the society, functionalism looks at the interplay and the interconnectedness of the other parts of the different parts of the society. Conflict theory, on the other hand, looks at the conflict that arises within the society because of class differences. For example, it can be gender differences and duties performed by different gender. The key difference between functionalism and conflict theory is that in functionalism, the society is understood by a system consisting of subsections that have specific functions. For example, a woman can cook while carrying the baby on a back at the same time. Women multitask, unlike men who just go to work and then come back and sleep. They just get paid for what they do at work only. Unlike women, they do not get paid for their duties that they do in the house. They multitask. It's almost like it's like their skill. They were born to do this. And on the other hand, the conflict theory comprehends the society through the conflict that arises due to the inequality as well as differences that are in the society. For example, most men are still treated better and women are still treated inferior. Like, for example, you can get a job. Let's say you are a site engineer. You can get that job, and then a man can have that job as well, but then a man will get paid more than a woman. So that's where conflict theory fits in. Functionalism also focuses on how people together create a society. It focuses on whatever actions that are good for the equilibrium of the society. Well, a conflict only the conflict theory only focuses on the class conflict. Well, conflict theory in modern society, because women get paid, because women are not getting paid for what they do and for their duties that they perform, and began seen as unnecessary, and men they always show themselves as breadwinners. You can even see, maybe you can even make I can even make an example of maybe in a family, even though your mother or is working, but then men always show themselves as breadwinners. And according to Engel, capitalism makes dominant and men more powerful. And he has explained in his three claims. Firstly, capitalism provides more power for men by giving them chances to have higher income. Secondly, women become the consumer part of the society. They do not produce anything. They just buy the money that they are given by their husbands. And thirdly, capitalism divide men and women in working ways. They put men in a factory and then a woman in a house. Like, there's this say that says a woman's place is in a kitchen. So Engel describes the claims in the capitalism that happened in conflict theory. Thank you very much for listening.
This picture that says gender, you see here there's masculine and feminine. The man here represents that the man is in power at his home and is supposed to take care of his family. And here you see there's a woman with little children around her, basically multitasking. As you can see, she has to do homeworks for the children, cook at the same time. So this shows the different roles that the man and the woman must play, which will cause conflict. And looking at this picture that says act like a woman, it is the social construction, the way that a woman must behave. So it's the way that a woman must behave, that there are certain ways that they must dress and so forth.